Hey, lovely. What do you think of the change of scenery?
Wow.
I have finally set up some type of setup to record, and I'm so excited. I was using my office before. Well, now that we're all settled, today's video is all about the things that I'm leaving behind in 2024. Honestly, I want this video to be a jump right into things type of video, so if there's no questions, let's get started. I have my notes in my notebook. It is beaten up because it's been through a lot with me. The first thing that I'm leaving behind in 2024 is limiting beliefs. How did holding on to limiting beliefs affect me this year? I carried a list of reasons why I'm not good enough, why I can't do this.
Okay, so what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
Basically, a list of reasons to limit myself. And I carried this with me everywhere, subconsciously, of course. And I'm ready to leave this behind because this journey that I'm on of self love, self empowerment, and self growth requires limitless thinking. And these limiting beliefs are holding me back. They're keeping me comfortable and safe, and that is not where growth happens. Growth happens in the discomfort and in the hard things. Number two, the second thing that I'm leaving behind in 2024 is the chase. What I mean by that, I mean the mindset and attitude of chasing after my dreams, my goals. How has holding on to this chasing mindset affected me this year? Well, I struggle a lot with feeling my goals are too far out of my reach. And this idea and attitude of chasing them reinforces this limiting belief. And feeling like I'm chasing makes me feel somewhat powerless and fearful because it's super easy for me to start doubting myself during this pursuit. And I also feel this pressure that it will eventually get too far out of my reach and become unattainable. And I'm ready to leave this behind because I want to be more attractive in life, not physically,
You sure about that?
but energetically. I want to be easy with my goals and the things that I'm striving for, so I can focus tracking my growth versus outcomes that I receive. And practicing the art of allowing is one of my winter art goals. If you've been following along, you already know that. Since I have started practicing the art of allowing over the past couple of weeks, I can feel the difference between when I'm moving with certainty and allowing what comes to me to come. The third thing I'm leaving behind in 2024 is limiting vocabulary. And the words that I'm choosing to eliminate, I've chosen because they have created thought patterns that are keeping me limited or limiting my possibilities. Because when I'm approaching a challenge, my initial thought patterns are trying to convince me not to proceed forward out of fear of the unknown. And because of how ingrained these thought patterns are within me, I want to facilitate changing and replacing them by starting to shift things right in the beginning of the limiting belief, which is the limiting words that I'm choosing to use. Now, we've been talking about these words. What are they? I am eliminating the word can't because it limits problem solving. Instead, I'm using how can I. I'm eliminating the word should because it implies obligation over choice. And I'm replacing that with I get to slash I choose to. Either one. I'm also eliminating the word perfect because there's so much pressure around that word. And I can say from my own experience that it fuels procrastination. So instead of focusing on something being perfect, I am focusing on progress. The next word is impossible. This one is pretty straightforward. This word literally kills creativity and blocks all creative possibilities. So instead, I'll be using challenging or exciting. Instead of saying this is impossible, I can look at it and say this is an exciting challenge. This is challenging, but it's not impossible. It's just something that I have to figure out. The next word is hopefully. Hopefully literally undermines your commitment because instead of you fully believing in yourself, you are hoping that you can do something. You're hoping you can achieve this. So instead, I am going to be using I intend to or I plan to, just depending on the situation. We have three more words. I'm also eliminating the word just from my vocabulary. This one I'm sure you've heard before, but it basically diminishes your self worth. For example, I do catch myself saying, I'm just a recruiter, I'm just a mom, I'm just, and when you're using this word, it undermines your value and your worth. So instead, I'm using, I'm starting out or I'm learning. So I would use that with my YouTube channel. Oh, I'm just a YouTuber. Well, I'm not just a YouTuber. I'm an up and coming YouTuber who is learning. Look at that. The next one is someday. This word single handedly can delay your progress because you keep planning on someday. Instead, start with what you can today, which is what I'm going to replace this with. I'm going to start saying, today I can start with something like that. And the last one is a phrase that I am all too comfortable with. I say this maybe 5 times a day at a minimum, and that is, I'm too busy. It makes it seem like priorities aren't a choice, which is so easy to forget, honestly, when life is just lifing and things keep getting thrown at you. But priorities are always a choice. We always have a choice. We can choose different. So instead, what I'll be using is I will make time for, or this is not a priority for me right now. And that is everything. Those are the three things that I'm leaving behind in 2024. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments and also let me know what you're leaving behind in 2024. Thanks so much for joining. Love you. Bye.